Luka Doncic has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in what is easily the biggest and most shocking trade deadline move we have ever seen. It is also one of the weirdest. In this trade, the Dallas Mavericks got back Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a single 2029 Laker first-round pick. Value we have to question, and we're going to dive into the Mavericks later on in this video. But for now, let's talk about Luka, because Luka is only 25 years old and has been named first-team All-NBA 5 times in his first 6 seasons. Something in the post-merger era that has only been achieved by Tim Duncan and Larry Bird, 2 franchise title-winning superstars. The Mavericks just made the NBA Finals themselves, with Luka carrying this team on his back. But we have heard the Mavs do not believe in Luka's future because of his weight issues.
They don't think they can win with him. They're worried about the kind of defense he plays. They're worried about the kind of way he keeps himself in condition.
They said Luka always shows up to training camp out of shape, and that this season, Luka has weighed as heavily as 260 pounds, directly leading to him being injured. Because of this, the story is going the Mavs were hesitant to give Luka the Supermax, but did they just give up on a future multiple MVP winner? What's up, Mike here, and the media last season hyped up Anthony Edwards as the league's next Michael Jordan. In his first 6 seasons, Michael Jordan became one of just 2 players in post-merger history to average over 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. The other player to do that is, of course, Luka Doncic. It was after year 6 that Jordan rose to the level of greatness we know him by. But the Mavericks were not sold on Luka. They are making claims that defense wins championships, shots fired at Luka, to which I say, are we going to pretend that the Mavs had some super team last year when they made it to the NBA Finals? Kyrie Irving is, of course, an incredible second option on a playoff contender. After Kyrie, the Mavs were a team of role players, and we have the receipts to prove it. Luka in the 2024 Finals averaged 29.2 points, 8.8 rebounds, 5.6 assists, and 2.6 steals per game, leading the Mavs in all of those categories, and the next highest scorer on the team was Kyrie with 19.8 points, and then PJ Washington with just 10.8. After Luka and Kyrie, the Mavs had absolutely no playmaking help for those stars, and it showed. As a team, the Mavericks averaged the least amount of assists per game in an NBA Finals since the 2015 Cavs, where LeBron faced the Warriors without Kevin Love and with Kyrie Irving only playing 1 game. For the entire 2024 NBA playoffs, Luka, as he's been doing, made NBA history on the stat sheet. He became one of just 4 players to average at least 28 points and 8 assists per game on a conference champion, the others being Nikola Jokic, Michael Jordan, and LeBron, who did it twice. All of those players were at least 3 years older than Luka when they accomplished that feat. However, the Mavericks are still claiming that Luka is not a dependable superstar to bet on. Why? It feels like they have truly lost their minds, if I'm being honest. Brian Windhorst reported that he received a text from an NBA All-Star that said, "Do you know how much the Mavericks must have hated Luka?" We clearly were not aware of this, but watch here as Luka is drinking a beer next to his dad and celebrate winning the 2024 Western Conference Finals when the disdain for Luka was just awkward in this moment. This was your franchise player who brought you to a shocking NBA Finals run, but Mavs assistant GM Michael Finley clearly did not think Luka deserved a beer after this win. NBA front offices do this. Sometimes they feel the grass is greener. We've never seen a star like this get traded, though. And let's jump back to the 2024 Western Conference Finals, where against Anthony Edwards in Game 2, Luka did this.
Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! Got it! What a shot! Dallas has taken the lead.
In a 5-game series win in which the Timberwolves were favored going in, Luka not only averaged more assists per game, rebounds per game, and steals per game than Ant, he also had almost 8 more points per game. These are the type of Michael Jordan challenge moments that we love from the past. A superstar gets doubted and then he proves everyone wrong. True stars step up when the pressure is the greatest. We have seen Luka do this throughout his career. In his first ever playoff series against the 2020 Clippers, who at the time had a healthy Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Luka would do this in Game 4.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, 3-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
The Mavs would end up losing this series, but this was another example of Luka carrying this team. As a 21-year-old, Luka led the team in points, rebounds, and assists per game with an incredible 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 8.7 assists per game against a veteran and elite defensive wing duo in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. None of what Luka has done or what he's capable of doing in the future mattered. What matters to me is that if you're enjoying this video, you subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss another another video. The Mavs believe Luka is never going to stay in shape, so by their logic, they are selling high, they're trading him before his trade value plummets. But what are we talking about here? For one thing, it's been reported that the NBA as a whole was shocked by this.
And I'm told Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, the players, coaches, a lot of people on both sides with the Mavericks and Lakers had no idea. I can assuredly tell you it's a fact. LeBron James had no idea this was coming. Anthony Davis had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka Doncic is still stunned about this trade.
It has been said that team executives from other front offices were not informed that Luka was on the trade market, which means Dallas did not even try to get the highest trade value possible for Luka. Instead, they just went for Anthony Davis. They thought that was enough. This meant they were not able to bounce this trade off of other teams. They were not able to get more first-round picks, or they were not able to get a player such as Austin Reeves. Anthony Davis is an elite player. I do not want to take anything away from him. But for Luka Doncic, I will confidently say that the Mavericks could have gotten more from this deal. And the most important part of this trade for the Lakers is that they do not need to win now with it. Yes, the Lakers are currently the 5th seed in the Western Conference, so they could win now. A playoff run with LeBron and Luka is going to be awesome to watch. But listen to this. LeBron has been privately telling players that his dream player to play with for years is Luka Doncic. The Lakers went and got Luka for LeBron, and we know that LeBron is still performing like a top player in the NBA. Maybe now LeBron plays an extra year in the NBA because of the fact that Luka is on his roster. Maybe the Lakers are able to pull a third star or just build up a championship core around Luka and LeBron. And the biggest thing, the Lakers now have a franchise player for the foreseeable future. They do not have to worry about the post-LeBron era. They have Luka Doncic, a 25-year-old whose best years are ahead of him. The Lakers are betting that the injuries this season for Luka are just an aberration, while the Mavericks, they're betting that Luka completely falls apart. As for the Mavericks, I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating in saying this could be one of the worst trades we've ever seen, but Dallas has put themselves into a very tough position. They are only 8th in the Western Conference, and they need to perform and win games now, this very season, because suddenly their core is made up of all older and veteran talent. Yes, guys like PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively are solid, but Dallas is relying on Kyrie Irving, who is 32 years old, Klay Thompson, who is about to turn 35, and Anthony Davis, who's about to turn 32. To make this trade even stranger, Dallas was not happy with Luka's injury history, but Luka has been a far more reliable player than Anthony Davis if we just take away this 1 year. Anthony Davis has had a reputation for missing games in the past. Basketball Reference lists one of his nicknames as street clothes. Again, I don't want to take away anything from Anthony Davis. I do think he is a star type of talent, of course. AD is averaging 25.7 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks this year. Again, elite numbers. And Bubble AD was absolutely needed to win the 2020 championship for the Lakers. He has proven that he is a star second option. But when you trade a superstar generational talent like Luka, you need to be doing it for one of two reasons. One, you think the roster that you are creating will win a championship, or two, you are completely blowing up your roster, hitting a hard reset and going for a rebuild. This Mavs roster is not better than teams such as the Thunder, who are also younger, or the Nuggets, who have a 3-time MVP in Nikola Jokic, or in the East, the Celtics, who just won the championship. Dallas does not have great trade assets to make this team even better. This is the core they're going to be riding with, while Luka was just given a career wake-up call. Luka now has one thing on his mind in a Lakers uniform: get revenge on the team that gave up on him.
Honestly, the value that he brings to the franchise, to the NBA, to this organization, it's immeasurable. I feel like we're going to be champions, and it will be because of Luka. So I'll be honored to deliver that championship.
He's thinking, I'm going to prove I'm not just a generational young star. I am one of the best to ever play this game. Watch me. No one questions Luka's competitiveness on the court. I think with this trade, the Mavs just awakened a sleeping giant, and Luka is going to make them pay. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss another video. If you're still here watching, you are awesome, and we all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and peace.